Okay, so exchange rate means what? Exchange rate means rate at which one currency can be exchanged for another currency. So $1 is equal to rupees 70, for example. So means $1 can be purchased, or you can say sold at rupees 70. That is the exchange rate. And exchange rate system can be broadly classified into two different systems. That is the fixed exchange rate system and the flexible exchange rate system. Okay, what is a fixed exchange rate system? Fixed exchange rate system is the system under which the exchange rate will remain fixed. Okay, it is also known as stable exchange rate system or pegged exchange rate system. So under this system, exchange rate of countries agree to keep their currency at a fixed or pegged exchange rate. Okay, so in this, some authority of that country will determine the exchange rate. Okay, like central bank or central government will decide the exchange rate. Okay, there will be no market and demand and supply forces will not be used for determining the exchange rate in fixed exchange rate system. It will be fixed by some authority of that country. Okay, it can be the government or the central bank, fixed by some authority of the country. Okay. So fixed exchange rate system, once rate is fixed, it will not change frequently. So authorities will not change the exchange rate frequent basis. So once they fix the exchange rate, it will be remaining constant or stable at for some number of time. So we have seen that there was a system which was used before, or you can say till the First World War, which was known as gold standard, which is the version of a fixed exchange rate only. It was a very rigid version of fixed rate. So nowadays, gold standard is not used by any country. It was prevalent till First World War only. What is gold standard? That we'll understand in detail in the upcoming discussion. Before that, we will have some understanding of the fixed exchange rate. We have already discussed the advantages of the fixed exchange rate. Just we will have a brief recap. So advantages of fixed exchange rate system: it ensures stability, certainty, and confidence. Okay, because once a rate is fixed by the authority, there will be stability will be there. Then exchange rate will be certain, and main important thing is the confidence will be there in the person who want to invest in the country. That is, it will promote international trade, because investors will know that there will be no much fluctuations taking place, so they can easily invest in that country. Okay, then there will be no speculation. If fixed exchange rate system is followed, there will be no speculation. Okay, because speculation will arise only if there is a frequent movement in the currencies. Okay, speculators are persons who take the advantage of the, who come to the market only for making profit, who take the advantage of the price difference. But in fixed exchange rate system, there will be no much frequent variations will not be there. Okay, so there will be no chance of or danger of speculation. Okay, because there will be no future ups and downs will not be there in the foreign exchange rate. Okay, but in case of a flexible exchange rate system is followed by a country, we cannot predict with certainty that what will be the amount of foreign currency in the future time. Okay, So see, these are some of the advantages of fixed exchange rate system. So it leads about internal economics stability will be there, stabilization will be there. It will promote long-term investment, growth of capital market. But fixed exchange rate system suits to the underdeveloped countries. Okay, nowadays most countries follow the flexible exchange rate system. Okay, why it is fixed exchange rate system is suitable for underdeveloped countries? Because in underdeveloped country they depend heavily on foreign loans and foreign capital, no? So if fixed exchange rate system is followed by these countries, then there will be more foreign inflow will be there, capital inflow will be there. Okay, because we have just now seen, no, in fixed exchange rate system there will be confidence in the investors that there will be no much fluctuation. Okay, so stable exchange rate promotes international lending. Okay, it will promote the international trade. In this system, both lender and the borrower know how much they are going to receive and pay respectively. So beforehand only, both the borrower and the lender will come to know that how much they will pay and how much receive, because amount will remain fixed only. Unlike the flexible system, exchange rate system, much frequent changes will not take place in the foreign currency market currency rates. Okay, the economic development of underdeveloped countries gets retarded due to speculation about appreciation or depreciation of the currency. So fixed exchange rate system, it is suitable for underdeveloped country because it will invite confidence in the foreign investors and more foreign inflow will come, and also they can get easily foreign loans. Okay, okay, so now let us start with the flexible exchange rate system. Okay, now flexible exchange rate system is a system of exchange rate in which the exchange rate will be determined freely by twin market forces of demand and supply. So here in flexible exchange rate system, there will be no government interference will not be there for determining the foreign exchange rate. Here it will be freely determined by twin market forces of demand and supply. Okay, based on the demand and supply, rate of the currency will be determined. Okay, like normal commodity, how price of a commodity is determined based on demand and supply factors, like that here foreign currency will be treated as a commodity, and based on that price will be determined. So here there will be no government interference. Here price will be freely determined or determined freely by twin market forces of demand and supply. Okay, so in flexible exchange rate, foreign exchange rate goes on fluctuating. Okay, here there will be fluctuations in the foreign exchange rate on a frequent basis. Okay, because here we know that rate of exchange is determined by demand and supply, which will keep on fluctuating. No, if demand is more, supply is less, price will increase. Basic economics everybody have studied. On the other hand, if the supply is more and demand is less, then you will say that price will be less. No, so similarly, foreign currency will also be treated as a commodity, and based on that, rate of exchange will be determined. So when fixed exchange rate system was relegated to the background, when now just we have understood that now most countries follow the flexible exchange rate system only. When fixed exchange rate was not used by any country, it was replaced by flexible exchange rate system. So now more prevalent system is flexible exchange rate system. And flexible exchange rate system, in that we can predict the price of the currency or calculate the forward price, etc., using two theory. We have already understood purchasing power parity theory and the interest rate parity theory. So using these two theories, we can calculate the exchange rate of the foreign countries currencies. Okay. So now what are the arguments for flexible exchange rate? Why flexible exchange rate is more popular than the fixed exchange rate? Just now we have understood that now almost countries follows flexible exchange rate. So why it is very popularly used as system of exchange? Because see, here in this system, rate of the currency will be determined by twin market forces of demand for foreign currency and supply of foreign currency. So here price is determined based on market factor. And in economics, if any rate is determined using market factors, then you can say that it represents the general theory of value. Okay, because here there is no interference. So it will give the true value, correct value of that currency or any commodity. Okay, because if market factors, that is demand and supply, determine some price, then you can say that it will give the correct value or true value of that commodity. Okay. In flexible exchange rate system, governments of the countries concerned free to pursue their own physical and monetary policy. Okay, here government interference in foreign exchange market for determining the price rate of the currency will be very less in flexible exchange rate system, because a rate will be determined by market forces of demand and supply. Okay. And very important, when flexible exchange rate system or when market factors of demand and supply determines the price of the commodity, then it will help to solve the disequilibrium in the balance of payments. Okay, if there is any disequilibrium, mismatch in balance of payment, that can be solved by flexible exchange rate system. But some disadvantages are there in flexible exchange rate system, like uncertainty will be there, speculation will be there, inflation, discouragement of foreign investment. Okay, just we have seen, in fixed exchange rate system, there will be certainty, no speculation, encouragement. But in flexible exchange rate system, we cannot predict with certainty that what will be the rate of exchange after 3 months or 6 months, etc. So there will always be uncertainty. Speculation will take place because there will be frequent movements, changes in the fluctuation in the foreign exchange rate. Okay, then if there is uncertainty, then it will have a discouragement of the foreign investment. Okay, so today we have understood fixed exchange rate and flexible exchange rate system. Today we will stop here. Further discussion on the flexible exchange rate system will continue in the next class.